Good morning, students. I welcome you back to this lecture series on Chronicle of a Death Foretold. This is supposed to be the fourth video, fourth lesson on this particular novella, and we are left with just one more part that will be provided next week. Uh, till now, we had completed three chapters of this particular novella. The first chapter dealt with Santiago Nasser. The second chapter was about Biodoroman, if you people remember. The third chapter, which we did last week, was on Vicario Brothers and another woman who ran a brothel in that particular town was Maria Alexandrina Suvantes. So these were the subjects of the previous chapters. Today, the subject of this particular chapter, chapter 4, is about the autopsy, or in other words, the post mortem of Santiago's body. As we are well accustomed with the term post mortem, when anyone dies accidentally, his or her body is sent for post mortem. Usually, this is the criteria that is fulfilled. Uh, हम लोगों ने कई बार देखा है, जब भी कोई एक्सीडेंट में मरता है तो उसकी बॉडी को अगर कोई रेलवे लाइन पे मरता है या कहीं पे भी रास्ते पे भी, तो उसकी बॉडी को एक हेडक्वार्टर्स में भेजी जाती है जहाँ पर उसका पोस्टमार्टम होता है और उसके बाद द बॉडी इज़ गिवन टू द फैमिली मेम्बर्स. सो दिस चैप्टर इज़ अबाउट दैट पोस्टमार्टम और autopsy, AUTOPSY, that will be conducted on Santiago's dead body. Okay, so let us begin today's chapter. So, the first point in today's chapter is about the autopsy of Santiago, which was done by Father Carmen Amador in the absence of Dr. Dionisio Iguerian. Now, the most interesting aspect of this is it is usually the doctor who does the autopsy. But in this case, we have the father of a particular church, and the name of the father is Carmen Amador, who is doing this autopsy. Now, the question naturally arises, was he entitled to do so? Let us see. Colonel Aponte. Now, as we know, Colonel Aponte is the mayor of this particular town. He rang the governor who authorized him to take proper steps. The governor informed Colonel Aponte कि जो करना है जल्दी करिए. ठीक है? You can take any, you can do anything you wish to do. Cristo Bedoya, one of the friends of Santiago, he was a medical student. But he managed to get out of this particular autopsy as he was Santiago's friend. Definitely, it's not possible for a friend, particularly of the deceased, जो मर गया है, अब उसका दोस्त उसके ऊपर ऑटोप्सी कैसे कर सकता है? He was his friend ultimately. ठीक है? So Cristo Bedoya, a medical student, managed to get out of this particular autopsy as he was Santiago's friend. ठीक है? It reminds me of a very famous scene from a particular movie, Munna Bhai MBBS, where on the very first day of the college of the medical students, the professor asks the student about who a good doctor is. And the professor replies that we should never be friends with the patient. We should never be friends with the patients, because if we become friends of the patient, what happens is it becomes impossible for a doctor to operate on his or her friend. हमारे हाथ कांपेंगे. Even if I am a doctor और मेरे घर के परिवार के किसी सदस्य को कुछ होता है, will I be able to do the surgery? Will it be possible for me to operate on the body of one of my close relatives or family members? My hands would shake, my body would shiver. It's not possible. Okay? And this is the reason why some other doctor will take over. He will do the operation. or whatever is needed. Okay, so Cristo Borrera is a very good friend of Santiago, and it's impossible for him, being a very close friend of Santiago, to do this autopsy. Okay, he himself was a medical student, though. The mere thought of putting the body in the refrigerator, because the doctor was not in town, so the mayor initially thought कि चलो body को refrigerator में रख देते हैं. But the big refrigerator was not found. और मार्केट में भी एक रेफ्रिजरेटर थी, मार्केटेओ एक रेफ्रिजरेटर आज से, बट द वन इन द मार्केट वॉज आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर, इट वॉज नॉट वर्किंग. द डॉग्स वेयर बार्किंग एज दे सेंस्ड अ डेड बॉडी. Cristo Bedoya put the intestines back in place. Now, if you read chapter 4, you will come to know of the way in which Santiago was killed or stabbed. He was hacked, he was butchered to death. उसके पेट के इंटेस्टाइन्स निकाल दिए गए थे. माने द कट वॉज सो वेरी डीप दैट इट हैज पेनिट्रेटेड द पैंक्रियाज, एंड इफ यू रीड इट्स अ वेरी मैकेबर डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द इंसिडेंट. सो क्रिस्टो बेडोया व्हाट ही डिड वाज कि सैंटियागो के पेट से जो इंटेस्टाइन्स और ये सब निकले हुए थे, उसने उसको उसके शरीर में अंदर डाल दिया. पुट द इंटेस्टाइन्स बैक इन प्लेस. इन द आफ्टरनून a syrup colored liquid began to flow from the wounds, drawing flies. Obviously बॉडी वैसी ही है और उसमें से अब एक सिरप कलर का लिक्विड जो है वो फ्लो करना शुरू करता है फ्रॉम द ऊन्स. घाते के वही लिक्विड एक्ट बेरुच्चे, एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज द फ्लाइज एक्चुअली मूव अराउंड द बॉडी, ड्रॉइंग फ्लाइज. Now, as we started this particular chapter, we came to know that it was the father of this particular town who performed this autopsy. And why did he perform that autopsy or post-mortem? Because he too was a student of medicine. The priest had studied medicine and surgery at Salamanca. Salamanca is actually the name of a place where the priest had studied medicine and surgery. But the problem is, before completing his degree, he entered the church. He entered seminary. Now, what is a seminary? A seminary is a school of theology. A seminary is a school of theology. Theology. What is theology? जो इस स्कूल में पढ़ता है वो बड़ा होके किसी चर्च का क्लर्जी बनता है, CLERGY, या फादर बनता है किसी चर्च का. ठीक है. He entered the seminary before he was graduated, so he did not have the degree of a doctor. And so the autopsy that he was doing on Santiago's body has no legal standing because it won't be accepted in the eyes of law. But the autopsy had to be done, and the doctor was not in town, so the father had to conduct this autopsy. Now, when the autopsy was being conducted, autopsy में क्या होता है कि हर बॉडी पार्ट्स को काट के ये देखा जाता है, काट के मतलब ऑपरेट करके ये देखा जाता है कि what is the cause of death? What is the cause of death? And when this was being done, when the autopsy was being done, सैंटियागो के पेट से गैस्ट्रिक कंटेंट से क्या मिलता है की पावा जाए तार गैस्ट्रिक कंटेंट्स थे द मेडल ऑफ गोल्ड. एट द एज ऑफ 4 सैंटियागो ने एक गोल्ड मेडल स्वेलो कर लिया था. तो उसके गैस्ट्रिक कंटेंट में वी फाइंड अ मेडल ऑफ गोल्ड. तार पेटेर भेतरे वी कम अक्रॉस अ मेडल ऑफ गोल्ड विच वॉज स्वेलोड एट द एज ऑफ 4. And the father who was conducting this autopsy also came to know that Santiago had a poorly cured case of hepatitis. Santiago was also suffering from hepatitis. Now, what is hepatitis? We know hepatitis is actually a disease which is actually the inflammation of liver. ठीक है, liver का फूलना, inflammation of liver, कुछ एक होना liver में. तो Santiago was suffering from hepatitis. And this is what the priest or the father informs the narrator 27 years after the death of Santiago. The priest later told the narrator that Santiago would have only a few years of life left to him in any case, ड्यू टू हेपेटाइटिस। मैंने प्रीस्ट ने नैरेटर को आफ्टर 27 ईयर्स यही बताया था कि सैंटियागो को अगर मर्डर नहीं किया गया होता तो भी सैंटियागो ज्यादा दिन जिंदा नहीं रहता, बिकॉज ही वॉज सफरिंग फ्रॉम हेपेटाइटिस। सैंटियागो आज न तो काल मरतोई, बिकॉज इफ नॉट बाय मर्डर ही वुड हैव डाइड ड्यू टू हेपेटाइटिस। लेकिन सैंटियागो मरता जरूर। Now, after the post-mortem, usually what happens is, after the post-mortem, the body is not sewed up very carefully. ठीक है, ज़्यादा अच्छे से सीव अप नहीं किया जाता है, क्योंकि उनको भी पता होता है कि इस बॉडी को बरी करना है या अभी थोड़ी देर में क्रिमेशन घाट में ले जाके इसको जला दिया जाएगा, तो ज़्यादा केयरफुली सीव करके फ़ायदा भी नहीं है। सो द प्रीस्ट हु वॉज डूइंग दिस ऑटोप्सी, he very carelessly sewed up the body, which was coming apart. The body was coming apart. This was the way in which the Vicario brothers actually butchered Santiago, that the body parts were coming apart. और ऑटोप्सी और पोस्टमार्टम करने के बाद तो बॉडी पार्ट्स और भी उनके हालात जो है वो बिगड़ गए। ठीक है, बॉडी पार्ट्स अवस्था आरो खराब हो गया आफ्टर ऑटोप्सी एंड पोस्टमार्टम। Butchering was done by Vicario brothers, but this autopsy also is a kind of a butchering that has been done on Santiago's body. In fact, the autopsy or the post-mortem is done to know the real cause of death. But do you think that this autopsy or post-mortem was needed on Santiago? Because if you have read the chapters or if you have read the novella, you very well know that when Santiago was being murdered, it was in broad daylight, surrounded by all the people of the town who knew that Santiago was being murdered. They were witnesses to this particular murder. They knew who the murderer is. So when we know who the murderer is, when we know how he was killed and with which weapon, then I suppose the post-mortem or this autopsy is meaningless. So this autopsy or post-mortem is the second violence. The first violence on Santiago was the butchering of his body by the Vicario brothers. The second violence, even after death, Santiago's body has met with violence in the face of this particular autopsy. This autopsy was not needed because autopsy is actually done to know the cause of death. यहाँ पे तो cause of death एकदम clear है कि उसको कैसे मारा गया, किसने मारा है, what was the weapon. So this is another violence that was perpetuated on his body and which was not required. So the body was buried at dawn on Tuesday. He was killed on Monday. His body was buried at dawn on Tuesday. The narrator could not sleep. Obviously, Santiago was his very close friend and went to the prostitute Maria Alexandrina Suvantes' house. Maria too could not make love to the narrator because Santiago's smell was there on the narrator. मैंने narrator के ऊपर से Santiago की smell आ रही थी. And सबसे मजे की बात यह है, the Vicario brothers who were now in the jail cell, वो लोग अब जेल में हैं, ওরা এখন জেলে আছে. Even the murderers, the Vicario brothers could not sleep for 3 nights because उनके शरीर से भी सैंटियागो की स्मेल आ रही है. তাদের শরীর থেকেও স্যান্টিয়াগোর স্মেলটা ওরা পাচ্ছে. So they could not sleep for 3 nights. Now the prison in which these brothers were kept was built by Mayor Colonel Aponte. He was the mayor of this particular town. The prison, if you read the chapter, you will find that the prison is compared to a hotel and a good one at that. माने होटल और प्रिजन के अंदर कोई डिफरेंस नहीं था. Such was the kind of prison that was made. ठीक है, इतना अच्छा प्रिजन था कि होटल के बराबर था. It was like a hotel in fact, and better than a hotel actually. The narrator's brother Louis Enrique was locked up in jail for fight among musicians. अच्छा, musicians में कुछ झमेला हुआ था तो इसलिए नैरेटर का जो भाई था लुई एनरिके, उसको भी पुलिस ने लॉकअप के अंदर डाल दिया. और सबसे मजे की बात यह है, द मेयर कॉलोनल अपोंटे allowed Louis Enrique the charity of having one of the mulatto girls to stay with him. माने जेल के अंदर Louis Enrique is being provided with a prostitute girl. Such was the kind of prison that they had, and this is the reason why I say the prison is compared to a hotel, and a good one at that, because क्रिमिनल्स को भी अंदर प्रोस्टिट्यूट अलाउड है, और कौन अलाउ कर रहा है? हु इज अलाउइंग दिस? मेयर कॉलोनल अपॉन्टे हिमसेल्फ, द मैन इन चार्ज हिमसेल्फ इज डूइंग दिस. ठीक है. Pedro Vicario thought his brother Pablo has been poisoned, so both the Vicario brothers are now in prison. Pedro Vicario thinks कि उसके भाई को माने पाब्लो को किसी ने जहर दे दिया है. মানে পেড্রোর ধারণা যে পাবলোকে কেউ বিষ দিয়েছে, किसी ने उसको जहर पिला दिया है. क्यों? बिकॉज पाब्लो का पेट खराब हो गया है, बिकॉज ही हैज ओवरफ्लोड द पोर्टेबल लैट्रिन ट्वाइस. ठीक है. उसका स्टोमक अपसेट था, ही हैड अ अपसेट स्टोमक, और दो बार वो लैट्रिन में गया एंड द लैट्रिन ओवरफ्लोड. तो उसको लग रहा था शायद, पेड्रो को लग रहा था कि शायद मेरे भाई को किसी ने जहर खिला दिया है. Pedro initially thought that the Arabs had poisoned him as a revenge of Santiago. हो सकता है कि अरब्स लोगों ने रिवेंज लेने के लिए ऐसा किया हो. But the idea was put aside immediately as the food that they had eaten was sent by their mother Pura Vicario. Now their own mother has sent them food. So if it has come from their own house, then the concept of revenge does not stand here. सो द आइडिया वॉज पुट असाइड इमीडिएटली, क्योंकि इसमें फिर जहर नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि ये तो घर से ही आया है. द प्रिजनर्स वे शिफ्टेड टू रियोहाचा. रियोहाचा इज एक्चुअली द नेम ऑफ अ प्लेस. द विकारियो ब्रदर्स थॉट दैट द अरब्स विल टेक रिवेंज. विकारियो ब्रदर्स को लग रहा था कि रिवेंज, बदला तो ये लोग लेंगे, बदला तो बोला निबेरा. नाउ कमिंग टू द अरब्स कम्युनिटी, the Arabs comprised a community of peaceful immigrants, people who have come all the way from Arabian lands and settled in this particular place. Comprised a community of peaceful immigrants settled at the beginning of the century in Caribbean towns. They sold colored cloth and bazaar trinkets. They were very hardworking, married among themselves, imported their wheat, and playing cards was their पैशन. ठीक है, ये उनका पैशन था, कार्ड खेलना. द फर्स्ट एंड द सेकेंड जनरेशन अरब स्पोक अरेबिक, बट द थर्ड जनरेशन लाइक सैंटियागो लिसनड इन अरेबिक बट स्पोक इन स्पेनिश. तो सैंटियागो बिलोंग्स टू द थर्ड जनरेशन ऑफ द अरेबिक कम्युनिटी. द नैरेटर बिलीव्स दैट द सोसाइटी एज अ होल is to be blamed for the murder of Santiago. And this is the point that we have been reiterating again and again, that society also plays a part in this murder. Placida Linero's family was powerful and could retaliate. They had two professional killers, but they decided that they will not retaliate. ठीक है, बदला नहीं लेना है. लेकिन ले सकते थे, because उनके पास भी killers थे. They had two professional killers at their disposal. The mayor visited every Arab family to gauge their mood. Now the mayor of the town made it a point कि हर अरब परिवार में जाएंगे और देखेंगे कि उनका मूड कैसा है, वो लोग क्या बदला लेना चाहते हैं, ओरा की बदला नहीं चाहे. ताई the mayor visited every Arab family to see whether they wanted to take revenge or not. The mayor found that there was no mood of vengeance. माने he found that no Arab was seeking revenge. ठीक है, उनके मन में रिवेंज लेने की भावना नहीं थी. They did not want to take revenge. The whole Vicario family left the town at midnight. রাতের সময় ওরা পুরো পরিবারের লোকেরা ওখানে টাউন ছেড়ে বেরিয়ে গেছে. The rejected daughter had bruises on her face. এঞ্জেলা के চেহারে पे बहुत सारे मार्क्स थे, ब्रूजेस थे. আমরা ভালো করেই জানি कि এই মার্কসগুলো এলো কোথা থেকে. We know how these bruises had actually come on her face. She was beaten by her husband. She was also beaten by her mother, if you remember clearly. Now, they moved out of the town. They left the town at midnight. रात के अंधेरे में इन लोगों ने अपना टाउन छोड़ दिया, ताकि किसी को पता भी ना चले कि हम लोग यहाँ से जा रहे हैं. But the brothers, माने the Vicario brothers, they did not want to be shifted to a different prison at night. মানে ওদেরকেও চান্স দেয়া হয়েছিল যে তোমরা রাতের সময় যদি প্রিজনটাকে চেঞ্জ করতে চাও, to be shifted to a different place altogether. But the brothers did not want to be shifted at night, because they believed that what they did was right and they were not ashamed. उनको किस बात का शर्म? They were fighting for honor. एंड सो दे हैड दिस बिलीफ कि हमने जो किया है वो ठीक है, तो दिन के उजाले में हमें ट्रांसफर करिएगा, हमें किसी बात की शर्मिंदगी नहीं है। सो दे वांटेड टू बी शिफ्टेड इन ब्रॉड डे लाइट, সবার সামনে এখান থেকে যাব, লজ্জা কিসের, বদলা নিয়েছি। ঠিক है, so they were not ashamed of what they had done actually. Ponzio Vicario, who was the head, the father of Angela and the Vicario brothers, he died a short time later after leaving this town. The Vicario family was now living in a different place called Manaure. Prudencia Coates, if you remember, she was the fiancée of Pablo Vicario. She waited for 3 long years to marry Pablo Vicario. Acha, so when Pablo comes out of the prison, he becomes a goldsmith after he comes out of the prison. And if you remember clearly, Pablo takes on the profession of his own father. Ponzio Vicario भी एक goldsmith ही थे, if you remember clearly. तो पाब्लो ने भी वही काम शुरू कर दिया। तो when he comes out of the prison, he becomes a goldsmith and he marries Prudencia Coates. Okay. Pedro, when he comes out of the prison, he joins the army, and 3 years later, we come to know that he went missing in the guerrilla territory. Now, guerrilla territory, what do we mean by a guerrilla thing? A guerrilla is actually a member of small independent group taking parts in irregular fighting. Mane, now this is a very complex term to give examples to, because I might consider a particular group to be a guerrilla group. They might not consider themselves to be one. Guerrilla, if you look into the popular perception, द नक्सलाइट्स, जो नक्सल मूवमेंट है वो भी गुरिल्ला की तरह ही है, गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर, कभी कभी आते हैं, बीच बीच में लड़ाई करते हैं, दे डिसअपियर. यू हैव द तमिल एंटिटीज, द रेफरेंस ऑफ विच यू फाइंड इन फैमिली मैन 2. ठीक है, गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर. तो 3 years लेटर पेड्रो वेंट मिसिंग इन द गुरिल्ला टेरिटरी. उसके बाद पेड्रो के बारे में हमें नहीं पता है. ठीक है, एंड सिंस ही वॉज इन द आर्मी, एंड रिमेंबर गुरिल्लाज लोग, गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर जो होता है इसमें ये लोग आर्मी के लोगों को टारगेट करते हैं. तो यू कैन वेरी वेल गेस और इमेजिन दैट मे बी पेड्रो इज नो लॉन्गर अलाइव. द सोसाइटी थॉट दैट बायडो वॉज द इवेंचुअल लूजर. ঠিক আছে, अगर किसी ने सबसे ज़्यादा खोया है, যদি কেউ সব থেকে বেশি হারিয়ে থাকে এই সব জিনিসের মধ্যে, দ্যাট ইজ বায়াডো. सब कुछ उसने खो दिया है. One day, the widower Zeus, if you remember this particular man, Zeus, जिसके पास से इसका घर खरीद लिया गया था, के किनेचेलो, किसने खरीदा था इसका घर? बायडो ने खरीदा था. तो one day, the widower Zeus told the mayor he had seen a phosphorescent bird fluttering over his former home and thought that it was the soul of his wife. अच्छा, विडोवर ज़ियोस एक दिन अपने पुराने घर के ऊपर कुछ लाइट्स देखता है. ठीक है, और उसको लगता है कि उसकी बीवी की आत्मा जो है वो घर के ऊपर मंडरा रही है. তার বউয়ের আত্মাটা নাকি ওই বাড়ির ওপরে ঘুরপাক খাচ্ছে. ঠিক है, ঘুরছে. এটা নাকি विडोवर ज़ियोस কাকে বলেছিল? মেয়রকে বলেছিল. ये विडोवर ज़ियोस ने देखा था और उसने मेयर को इस बारे में बताया था. तो दे गो टू देयर, सो ही गोज टू हिज प्रीवियस हाउस एंड ही फाइंड्स, बोथ ऑफ देम फाइंड दैट इट वाज बायडो हु वाज लाइंग अनकॉन्शियस ऑन हिज बेड. उस घर में आज भी बायडो रहता है. ठीक है, एंड बायडो वॉज लाइंग अनकॉन्शियस ऑन हिज बेड. माथे रखबे, वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ इवेंट्स जस्ट आफ्टर द मर्डर ऑफ सैंटियागो. ठीक है, जस्ट आफ्टर द मर्डर ऑफ सैंटियागो, वही जो दिन थे. सैंटियागो वॉज मर्डर्ड ऑन मंडे, ही वॉज बरीड ऑन ट्यूजडे, और उसी वक्त माने द विकैरियो फैमिली लेफ्ट द टाउन. द विकैरियो ब्रदर्स वेयर शिफ्टेड टू अ डिफरेंट प्रिजन. 3 years have passed. बायडो अभी भी उसी टाउन में है, उसी घर में है, एंड वन डे वी फाइंड दैट ही इज लाइंग अनकॉन्शियस ऑन हिज बेड. डॉक्टर ड्यूनिजो इग्वेरिन गिव्स हिम इमरजेंसी ट्रीटमेंट. ठीक है, बायडो रिकवर्ड. बायडो जब वो ठीक हो जाता है, ही थ्रोज एवरीवन आउट ऑफ द हाउस. वहां से भगा देता है उन लोगों को, उधर के ताड़ी दीचे बाड़े देके. नाउ द मेयर informs Bayado's father. What was the name of Bayado's father? It was General Petronio. ठीक है, अबाउट द एपिसोड इन अ टेलीग्राम। द मेयर इन्फॉर्म्स हिज फादर कि आपका बेटा शायद ठीक नहीं है, तो आप लोग आके उसको लेके जाएं। तो the next day, Bayardo's mother, along with his sisters, accompanied by two other older women, come to visit Bayardo. वो लोग बायर्डो को लेने आए हैं। The mayor and Dr. Dionisio brought Bayardo down from his house on the hill with the women wailing behind. Now, the mayor, Colonel Aponte, एंड डॉक्टर डियोनिजियो, ये लोग बायर्डो को पहाड़ से नीचे उतारते हैं और शिप पे लेके जाते हैं, बोट की तरफ लेके जाते हैं, बिकॉज उसको वहां से द फैमिली मेंबर्स हैव कम टू टेक हिम अवे फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेस। बायर्डो अपीयर्ड टू बी डेड टू द टाउन्स पीपल, माने द वे बायर्डोज बॉडी वॉज, ऐसा लग रहा था कि बायर्डो मर ही गया है। टाउन के लोगों को लग रहा था कि बायर्डो के शरीर में कोई मूवमेंट ही नहीं है, पता नहीं वो जिंदा है भी कि नहीं भी। बायर्डोज फैमिली लेफ्ट द फार्म हाउस द वे इट वॉज, ऑब्वियसली अब वो फार्म हाउस किसका था? बायर्डो का था। तो आफ्टर बायर्डो हैज बीन टेकन अवे फ्रॉम दिस प्लेस, द फार्म हाउस रिमेन्ड एज इट वॉज। Years later, things had begun disappearing little by little. अब आस्ते आस्ते घर के अंदर का जो भी सामान था, যা জিনিসপত্র ছিল বাড়ির ভেতরে, এক এক করে সব ডিসঅ্যাপিয়ার হচ্ছে। মানে মেয়র কর্নেল অ্যাপন্টে इज डिटरमिन्ड टू सी कि इस फार्म हाउस से कुछ भी इधर उधर ना हो जाए। तार सत्त्वेও उसके बावजूद घर से चीजें जो है वो डिसअपियर हो रही हैं। डिस्पाइट द मेयर्स डिटरमिन्ड विजिलेंस, मेयर स्ट्रिक्टली नजर रख रहे थे, उसके बावजूद चीजें यहां से डिसअपियर हो रही हैं। बट द विडोअर जायस वॉज वेरी हैप्पी। वाई वॉज ही हैप्पी? बिकॉज उसको लग रहा था कि उसकी बीवी की आत्मा कभी कभी आती है और अपना सामान लेके चली जाती है। He thought those were the posthumous recourses of his wife in carrying of what was hers. মানে জায়েস was very happy because তার ধারণা যে তার বউয়ের আত্মা নাকি মাঝে মাঝে আসে আর নিজের জিনিসপত্রগুলো নিজের অন্য বাড়িতে নিয়ে যায়, দ্য हाउस ऑफ डेथ, ठीक है, वहां पर वो लेके जाती है। तो एक दिन व्हाट हैपेंस इज, यूजुअली व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि हम लोग देखते हैं ना टीवी सीरियल्स में कि टॉकिंग टू द सोल एंड दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स। तो जायस होल्ड्स अ स्पिरिचुअलिस्ट सियांस। सियांस क्या है? अ मीटिंग एट विच पीपल अटेम्प्ट टू कॉन्टैक्ट द डेड, ठीक है, रात के वक्त मोमबत्ती लगा के और मंत्र विद्या करके हम लोग आत्मा को बुला रहे हैं। तो एक दिन जायस ने अपनी बीवी की आत्मा को बुलाया। And the soul of Yolanda Zayas, this is the name of his wife, confirmed in her own handwriting. अच्छा, आत्मा आई और उसने अपने हैंडराइटिंग में नीचे लिखा कि हाँ, मैं ही घर का सामान लेके जा रही हूँ। कहाँ जा रही हूँ? टू माई हाउस ऑफ डेथ। इट वॉज इन फैक्ट शी हु रिकवर्ड द थिंग्स ऑफ हैप्पीनेस फॉर हर हाउस ऑफ डेथ। ओके। Now, after 23 years of Santiago's death, as I told you, the Vicario family had already shifted to a different place altogether. So, Angela's news, this is after 23 years, ये 23 साल बाद की कहानी है। उसके बाद Angela's news reached the narrator through his sister, Inan. As I told you कि narrator की दो बहनें हैं, ठीक है, एक मार्गोट है, द फर्स्ट वन इज मार्गोट एंड द सेकेंड वन वॉज अ नन। तो दिस सिस्टर द नन वॉज गोइंग टू अपर गुआजिरा। अपर गुआजिरा इज एक्चुअली द नेम ऑफ अ प्लेस। शी वॉज गोइंग टू दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेस टू कन्वर्ट द लास्ट आइडोलेटर्स। आइडोलेटर्स मतलब जो लोग आइडल वर्शिप करते हैं, जो लोग मूर्ति पूजा करते हैं, যারা मूर्ति পুজো করে তাদেরকে আমরা आइडोलेटर्स बोली। So the nun was going to this particular place to convert those people into Christianity, Catholic Christianity. वहां पर इसकी मुलाकात एंजेला से होती है। The nun meets Angela and she then tells or informs her brother, the narrator, कि एंजेला यहां पर है। एंजेला ने वहां पर एक बहुत अच्छा घर खरीदा है। एंजेला भालो একটা বাড়ি কিনেছে ওখানে। She had bought a solid house with a large courtyard. একটাই সমস্যা, एक ही प्रॉब्लम है, जब भी हाई टाइड आती है, wherever there is a high tide, the toilets would back up. टॉयलेट का पूरा पानी रूम में वापस आ जाता है। পুরো জলে টয়লেটে পুরো रूमे टॉयलेटेर जल, पूरे रूम के अंदर टॉयलेट का पानी घूम रहा होता है with the poop ups moving here and there. एंड सुबह को जब आदमी उठता था तो पूरे घर में पानी ही पानी और मछलियां तैर रही होती थी उसमें। ठीक है, बाड़ीर भेतरे माछेरा सातार काटছে এমন একটা ব্যাপার। फिश वुड अपीयर फ्लॉपिंग अबाउट इन द बेडरूम एट डॉन। हाई टाइड में ये होता है, हाई टाइड में हमें पता है कि पानी बढ़ जाता है। ठीक है, अच्छा ठीक, दैट वाज द ओनली प्रॉब्लम दैट एंजेला हैड विथ हर हाउस। शी वॉज स्किल्ड एट एम्ब्रॉयडरी मशीन। The narrator meets Angela 23 years after the murder of Santiago, and obviously तारो बॉयश हुए से माने एंजेला की उम्र हो गई है, she had yellowish gray hair. Angela treated the narrator same as always, like a distant cousin. Angela, after 23 years, was so mature and witty, it was difficult for the narrator to believe she was the same person. Mani, she has changed a lot. There is a considerable difference between the Angela that the narrator knew and now that he is actually seeing. There is a transformation that has come over Angela. Angela answered everything. अच्छा, एंजेला से नैरेटर फिर से पूछता है कि उस दिन क्या हुआ था, সেই দিন কি হয়েছিল আমাকে একটু বলবে। एंजेला आंसर्ड एवरीथिंग एक्सेप्ट द कल्प्रिट्स नेम। ठीक है, दिस इज द थिंग दैट शी विल नॉट टेल द नैरेटर। Angela recounted the advice given by her friends to fake virginity. If you people remember, Angela's friends gave her a particular advice to fake virginity. But the problem is कि Angela's friend did not know about Bayardo's exceptional resistance as a drinker. Bayardo ड्रिंक नहीं करता था और एंजेला की दोस्तों ने क्या कहा था कि शादी वाली रात को तुम उसको ड्रिंक करवाना, ड्रिंक डेड, माने बायडो को इतना शराब वाइन पिलाना कि उसको होश ही ना रहे कि वो क्या कर रहा है। ठीक है, बट उसके दोस्तों को, एंजेला को भी नहीं पता था, एंजेलाओ जानतो ना, एंजेलार बंधुराओ जानतो ना कि बायडो तो दारू पीता ही नहीं था। ठीक है, बायडोज एक्सेप्शनल रेजिस्टेंस एज अ ड्रिंकर, नो वन न्यू अबाउट दिस। And the second point is, nor did they know about the pure decency of Angela that her mother had imposed on her. From her very childhood, the way Angela has been brought up, the mother of Angela was a very conservative lady who emphasized on purity, on decency. So Angela के अंदर कहीं ना कहीं वो teachings हैं, and that does not allow Angela to cheat Bayardo. That does not allow Angela to listen to the advice of her friends to fake virginity. And Angela did not do anything told by her friends. She reveals to narrator that Bayardo had been in her life forever from the moment he had brought her back home. Now remember, now we find that love is blossoming in the heart of Angela for Bayardo. जिस दिन बायर्डो, जिस रात को उसने एंजेला को अपने घर वापस रख दिया था, जे दिन बायर्डो ताके निजेर बाड़ीते आबार फेरत दिए एसेछिलो, उस दिन से एंजेला बायर्डो के बारे में सोच रही है। She reveals to the narrator that Bayardo had been in her life forever. She has been thinking of Bayardo throughout her life, from the moment he had brought her back home. Even when her mother was beating her that night, she was thinking of Bayardo. माने just imagine, उसकी माँ उसको मार रही है और उसके ख्यालों में सिर्फ बायर्डो ही है, उसको चारों तरफ सिर्फ बायर्डो ही दिख रहा है। ठीक है, प्यार यहां से शुरू हो रहा है। तो वन डे शी वेंट विथ her मदर टू गेट her eyes examined in the hospital at Riohacha. एक दिन वो अपनी माँ के साथ गई निजर चोक परीक्षा करते, अपनी आंखों का एग्जामिनेशन करवाने, एंड उसकी माँ को पानी पीना था। सो दे स्टॉप्ड एट अ होटल डेल पुओटो, दिस इज द नेम ऑफ द होटल वेयर दे स्टॉप टू हैव वाटर, where Angela sees Bayardo pass by without seeing her and saw him going out of the hotel. She went crazy for Bayardo. इतने साल बाद बायर्डो को देख के she went crazy. She wrote to him her first letter from the hotel. ठीक है, पहला लेटर उसने लिखना शुरू किया और अपना पहला लेटर उसने उसी होटल से लिखा। द फर्स्ट टाइम शी सीज बायर्डो आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग टाइम। बायर्डो ने उसको नहीं देखा था, बायर्डो के देखे ही नहीं, ख्याल करे नहीं। ठीक है, बट दिस लेडी Angela saw Bayardo and she went crazy for Bayardo. ठीक है, and so she writes her first letter from the hotel. For the next 2 months, she receives no reply. So she writes another letter. This is the second letter. 6 months later, she had written 6 letters with no reply. 6 महीने में 6 letters हो गए हैं, लेकिन एक का भी रिप्लाई नहीं आया है. Actor or reply Ashwini, but she comforted herself with the fact that he was getting them. चलो लेटर मिल तो रहे हैं उसको, इसी में शांति है. মানে লেটার বায়োডোর হাতে পৌঁছচ্ছে ওইটাই শান্তি. রিপ্লাই দিচ্ছে না সেটা ঠিক আছে, চলবে, নো প্রবলেম উইথ দ্যাট. তো she comforted herself with the fact that he was getting them. Now she started writing weekly letters. अब वो हर हफ्ते एक एक लेटर लिख रही है. तो अर्ली वन विंडी मॉर्निंग इन द 10th ईयर, ठीक है, इन द 10th ईयर शी वॉज अवेकेंड बाय द सर्टेनिटी दैट ही वॉज नेकेड इन हर बेड. एक दिन अचानक से उसको लगा कि बायडो उसी के पास नेकेड सोया हुआ है. তার মনে হচ্ছে 10th ইয়ারে একদিন হঠাৎ করে তার মনে হচ্ছে যে বায়ডো তার পাশেই আছে. ঠিক আছে, হি ওয়াজ নেকেড ইন হার বেড. Though Angela did not receive any reply, she kept on writing for 17 years. ठीक है, see the perseverance with and the patience with which she is writing her letters. She is not receiving a single reply, and yet she perseveres. She is writing a letter. We need to learn something from Angela. One August day, बायडो arrives. एक दिन अचानक से बायडो उसके घर के दरवाजे पे 2 सूटकेस लेके खड़ा हो गया. इट्स लाइक शाहरुख खान कमिंग टू विजिट काजोल अंजलि in a summer camp and shouting Anjali with 2 of the bags that he has with him. ठीक है, जोर से चलाया अंजलि, तो दोनों अंजलि उसकी तरफ देखने लगी. And this is very surprising because Bairdo has come here to meet Angela. এত বছর ধরে চিঠি পাচ্ছিল, রিপ্লাই দেয়নি, রেসপন্স দেয়নি, but now he is here after 17 years. He has grown fat, मोटा हो गया है, beginning to lose his hair, needed glasses to see things close by. He was carrying a suitcase. अभी मैंने कहा ना, शाहरुख खान coming with his suitcase and for the summer camp. Okay, so he was carrying a suitcase. एक suitcase में उसके कपड़े थे. He was carrying a suitcase with clothing in order to stay. और एक सूटकेस, और एक দুটো सूटकेस ছিল. एक सूटकेस में कपड़े थे और एक सूटकेस में there were 2000 letters that Angela had written him. And he was carrying those letters in a particular suitcase. And the most interesting aspect of this is all the letters were unopened. एक भी लेटर को ओपन नहीं किया गया था. ठीक है, so this is in short the summary of this particular chapter. So now we move on to the analysis section of this particular chapter. Okay, so now coming to the analysis section, the first point, the insistence that there be an autopsy is strange. As I told you earlier, that this autopsy, this post-mortem is strange given the public nature of death. Each and every person is of this particular town is a witness to this particular death. An autopsy won't really discover anything about murder that is not already known. Each and every person of the town knows each and everything. So what is to be revealed? नया क्या है? Postmortem থেকে কি আর বেরোবে নতুন? There is nothing new that will come out from the postmortem. So everyone knows of what has happened, as nearly everyone in the town saw it happen. The haphazard, brutal autopsy is less a scientific procedure than an extension of the violence Santiago has already suffered. So he has already suffered the butchering by the Vicario brothers. Now his body is also suffering a kind of a violence. And so this post-mortem is an extension of the violence Santiago has already suffered. Now, while the reference to stigmata seems to portray Santiago as a Christ figure, if you read the novella, you will find that Santiago के शरीर में ये जितने भी स्टैब मार्क्स हैं, डैगर के जो मार्क्स है जहां पर उसको स्टैब किया गया है, the word stigmata is very significant. माने it means those particular marks which are made on his body by the dagger, it actually reminds us to the marks left on Christ's body on the day of crucifixion. क्राइस्ट के शरीर को जब क्रूसीफाई किया, जब क्राइस्ट को क्रूसीफाई किया गया था, तो क्राइस्ट के शरीर में जो मार्क्स थे ठीक है, तो सैंटियागो के शरीर पे भी जो मार्क्स हैं उसको कंपेयर किया गया है किसके साथ? क्राइस्ट के साथ। क्राइस्टेर शरीरे যে মার্কসগুলো ছিল after crucifixion, that is what stigmata means. Marks corresponding to those left on Christ's body by the crucifixion. So somewhere down the line we are comparing Santiago's body or Santiago to a Christ figure. ठीक है, we are comparing Santiago to a Christ figure. The passage also strongly emphasizes the mortality of Santiago's flesh. Unlike Christ, his body rots and falls apart. So there is one similarity कि ठीक है कि Santiago is like the Christ figure because the marks on Santiago's body corresponds to that of Christ's body. But again, there is a difference between the two. Santiago's flesh is rotting. उसमें से स्मेल आ रही है, মাছিরা ওপরে ঘুরে বেড়াচ্ছে, ঠিক है, बहुत बदबू आ रही है, and falls apart. And this is very unlike Christ's body. This is not something that happens with Christ's body. So on the one hand, while we are comparing Santiago to Christ, or Christ as a Christ figure, we should also remember the mortality of Santiago's flesh, which rots, which is falling apart, unlike Christ's body. The pervasive smell of Santiago is a physical manifestation of the trauma the town has suffered. माथे रख बे, after the, याद रखिएगा, after the death of Santiago, the smell of Santiago is found everywhere. The narrator feels कि उसके शरीर से सैंटियागो की स्मेल आ रही है. विकैरियो ब्रदर्स को लगता है कि उनके शरीर से भी सैंटियागो की स्मेल आ रही है. टाउन के लोगों को लगता है कि उनके शरीर से भी सैंटियागो की स्मेल आ रही है. तो दिस स्मेल हैज एक्चुअली परवेडेड द होल टाउन, एंड चारों तरफ सिर्फ सैंटियागो की स्मेल ही आ रही है. तो दिस परवेसिव स्मेल ऑफ सैंटियागो इज अ फिजिकल मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ द ट्रॉमा द टाउन हैज सफर्ड. सैंटियागो की मौत के बाद यहां पर क्या हुआ है? द टाउन हैज एक्चुअली सफर्ड अ लॉट. ठीक है, तो इट फोर शैडोज द वे in which the murder will haunt the town in years to come. मैंने 27 years बाद भी लोगों को आज भी जब वो मर्डर के बारे में बात करते तो इट इज क्वाइट हॉन्टिंग फॉर द पीपल इन दैट पर्टिकुलर टाउन. ठीक है, सो द आज भी सैंटियागो की स्मेल, सैंटियागो का नाम आज भी उस टाउन को हॉन्ट करता है. ठीक है, सो इट फोर शैडोज द वे इन विच द मर्डर विल हॉन्ट द टाउन इन ईयर्स टू कम. Unlike the twins, the Arabs never think to meet violence with violence, as we have discussed in the summary thing while we were discussing the summary, that the mayor of this particular town visited each and every Arab house to see whether the Arab families were preparing themselves for some kind of a vengeance, some kind of a revenge. But he found that none of the families were willing to take revenge. Why? Because the Arabs believe in kind of living in peace. The Arab community as a whole was a peace loving community. They never thought to meet violence with violence because violence with violence ultimately breeds more violence. So they did not believe in this kind of a thing. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind, as has been said by one of the greatest man of the century, of the last century. So even after the Vicario family's guise of decency and moral purity has come crashing down, Pura Vicario insists on keeping up appearances. Matha Rugby, you need to remember that Angela has already come back to her house because she was not a virgin. So the town people know that these people are, this girl is no longer a virgin. They come to know why Angela has been sent to her house after her marriage. So the concept of purity, moral purity or decency has come crashing down. Even when it has come crashing down, Pura Vicario insists on keeping up appearances. Mane, this town is all about appearances. Angela's friends, they advise Angela to keep up appearances because they too have done the same thing. The whole town, mane, purity as a concept, we don't actually know that anything is pure or decent in this particular town, but the appearance of purity is very important. So even after the whole of the town knows that Angela has come back to her house, or Angela is no longer a virgin, yet Pura Vicario insists on keeping up appearances. Angela's refusal of her friend's tricks constitutes a sound rejection of a family's obsession with a ritual and desperate maintenance of appearances. In the previous point, I told you that Pura Vicario, even after everything is lost, people have come to know about Angela's being not a virgin, yet she is trying to maintain, keep up appearances. But Angela, you can see, is one of those characters who did not listen to her friend's advice of maintaining appearances. That means this is a kind of a rejection of her this is her rejection of her family's obsession with a ritual and desperate maintenance of appearances. तो पूरा विकैरियो appearances को maintain करना चाहती थी. She was desperately trying to maintain appearances, Pura Vicario. But Angela rejects that kind of a maintenance. Okay? She does not want to maintain any kind of appearances of purity or virginity. And this is the reason why she does not listen to her friend's advice. Okay? Okay. So coming back to the next point. Racism seems to provide the only... Now, if I ask you, why was Santiago killed in the first place? And even when he was about to be murdered, the whole town knew about it. So, what was the reason that the town people did not take this murder seriously? Or they did not inform Santiago beforehand because each and everyone knew that Santiago was going to be murdered. So, what, according to you, is the answer? Because what I feel is racism is one of the rational solution in search for a motive for such an irrational act like murder. But this can be one of the reasons, racism, race. Because Santiago belonged to a sophisticated family, but this was a family of immigrants coming from Arabian lands. They were not the natives of this particular place. This you can say that this is the third generation. Santiago is the third generation, but he belongs to a different race. He had money, he had power, he had influence. And the native people, they were poor. They did not have the means, the resources that Santiago actually possessed. So, somewhere down the line, there was envy. If you read the chapter 4, you will find that among some of the people in the town, not everyone liked Santiago. Some were even envious, jealous of Santiago. So, racism, that he belongs to a different race, they are outsiders, the others in society. वो और हैं, जैसे हमारे समाज में what we do is the current political scenario that we have, हम आमरा, हम के अंदर हम लोग, दूसरे, the others, I think I do not need to be explicit in order to make you understand who is the other in our society according to the current political scenario in our country. We consider them to be outsiders. ठीक है, the others. और हम लोग, we actually possess this country. It belongs to us. And those people are the others, OTHERS, in society. So this is how racism actually works. Okay. So racism seems to provide the only rational solution in search for a motive for such an irrational act like murder. The ease with which Santiago's name slips off Angela's tongue seems to suggest that the life of an Arab, a person outside her own community, is not worth more than that of a butterfly for her, as suggested. If you read the chapters, you will find that when asked who the culprit was, Angela replies, it was Santiago. She did not give a moment of thought. Okay, the first name that comes to her mouth is Santiago. It appears as if she had already made up her mind कि अगर कोई मुझसे पूछेगा तो the name that I will say, that I will reveal is Santiago's. She does not consider it for a moment. The ease with which Santiago's name slips off Angela's tongue seems to suggest that the life of an Arab, an outsider, the other in society, a person outside her own community, मरता है तो मरने दो, is not worth more than that of a butterfly for her, as suggested. Nasser's name, and Santiago Nasser's name in particular, can be seen to be the first one to come to her mind. माने भाइयों ने पूछा कि तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा किसने किया. द फर्स्ट नेम दैट कम्स टू द माइंड इज सैंटियागो नासर. Why Santiago Nasser? It seems to be the first one to come to her mind on account of his popularity. Santiago Nasser was very popular. It might also be a faint possibility of him being a past crush of hers, should not be ruled out. Because since Santiago Nasser was rich, handsome, popular, many people in the community had crush on her. And we have also found evidence of this. The narrator's sister Margot, if you remember, she too had a crush on Santiago Nasser. So Angela would not fall for Santiago Nasser is something not very kind of uncalled for. Okay? Somewhere down the line, it appears कि Angela too had fallen for Santiago Nasser. So it was a possibility of Santiago being a past crush of hers, and this cannot be ruled out. And as we see, as Margot says, who is Margot? As I told you, Margot is the sister of the narrator. Margot says, I suddenly realize that there could not have been a better catch than him, Santiago. Just imagine, handsome, a man of his word, and with a fortune of his own at the age of 21, as I told you in Pride and Prejudice. A man in possession of wealth is in search of a wife. Bardo was one of them. Santiago is also a handsome man, a man of his word, and had fortune at the age of 21. So, who would not fall for Santiago? Margot had a crush on Santiago. So, it might happen that Angela too had a crush on Santiago. Santiago the Arab provided a clear sexual and economic threat for the Latin American patriarchal community. He was also a sexual threat as well as an economic threat. Sexual threat, if you have read the chapters, you will find that people or the indigenous people or the native people of the town, particularly Victoria Guzman, she wants to protect her daughter, Flora Divine, from Santiago. So he was a sexual threat in that particular case and in many other cases. He was also an economic threat because he possessed a lot of money and he had resources and power and everything. So these are also the two reasons why these people were jealous or might be jealous of Santiago. As I told you, racism can be one of the perspectives through which you can view this particular novella. No concrete reason can be found to have existed why no one assumed the responsibility of telling him about his murder. Mane, there is not a single reason. There is not a single logical reason why these people who could have taken the responsibility, who could have told Santiago about his murder, but they do not do so. Hardly anyone had taken, actually, this is also one of the reasons that no one in society had taken the possibility of an affair between Nasser and Angela seriously because they were never seen together in the marketplace. In fact, Nasser considered Angela to be a fool. इनके बीच में कभी कोई अफेयर था ही नहीं, लोगों ने कभी देखा ही नहीं. সমাজের লোকেরা এটাই জানতো যে মানে this is a fluke, this is nothing. There cannot be an affair between Nasser and Angela. They never took the affair between Nasser and Angela seriously because they haven't seen anything and it's a small town. Anything that happens spreads quite quickly like fire spreads in forest. So no one took the possibility of a liaison between Nasser and Angela seriously. Therefore, all reasons for not having informed Santiago are either to be seen as inconsiderate and feeling racist attitudes towards the ethnic other, or sheer hostility towards him, and hence a pleasure derived from the killing. ये भी हो सकता है कि चलो हम लोग आज pleasure लेंगे. Because what happens is usually, suppose I give you a very simple example from our own society. जब भी हमारे समाज में कुछ होता है तो हम लोग सबसे पहले पत्थर मारते हैं कैपिटलिस्ट समाज के ऊपर, कैपिटलिस्ट फैमिलीज के ऊपर. अंबानी की वजह से ऐसा हो गया, अदानी की वजह से ऐसा हो गया. एंड व्हेन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट गिव्स अ रूलिंग अगेंस्ट दोस पर्टिकुलर टू कंपनीज, देयर इज अ प्लेजर दैट वी डिराइव फ्रॉम हिम. अच्छा हुआ, ऐसा ही होना चाहिए था. ठीक है. तो समवेयर डाउन द लाइन there is a kind of a hostility that we have towards those people who are sitting in powerful positions, and we are not there. So hostility is always there. And so there is also a pleasure derived from this particular killing. ठीक है, आज देखेंगे कि कैसे सैंटियागो मरता है. बहुत पैसे की बात करता था ना. आज के we will take a kind of a pleasure from this particular killing. So that Santiago was a potent sexual threat, as I told you, can be seen in Victoria Guzman's lending a hand in the killing. Victoria Guzman also was a part of this killing, though she participated indirectly in the killing. She was not directly involved in it. The fear of the Oriental ram topping the white Eve, existing since Shakespearean times, would not have been absent from the mind of this town, especially a Spanish community, after having lived under close to 800 years of Moorish Muslim rule. Obviously, this is a society of the white-skinned people. So there is this fear of the Oriental ram. Oriental here implies people coming from the east. Ram किसको बोलते हैं? Ram is a male ship. Topping the white Eve, white-skinned people, Columbia. Eve is a female ship. So definitely the white-skinned people would not like their daughters to be touched by the Oriental ram. And who is this Oriental ram in this particular case? Santiago. Who is the white Eve in this particular case? Any woman जिसके पीछे Oriental ram घूम रहा होगा. ठीक है? So the fear of the Oriental ram topping the white Eve, this is unbearable. ठीक है? हम लोग white skinned हैं and they are coming from Middle East or East. Oriental ram ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Santiago, the inheritor of a rich legacy, was also clearly begrudged because of his affluence. Obviously, when you have money, when you have power, when you have resources, so people begrudge you. It's quite normal. Paulo Carrillo, this is one of the minor characters of the novella, thought Santiago's money made him untouchable. These are the thoughts of the common people regarding Santiago. Santiago के पास इतना पैसा है कि उसको कोई हाथ ही नहीं लगा सकता. ठीक है? और उसकी बीवी का क्या मानना है? While his wife added, just like all Turks. तार माने देखो, this is a very racist attitude towards the Turks who have come all the way from Arabian lands to settle in this particular country, Colombia, or this particular town. So this goes to show the kind of racist attitude that prevailed in society. The silence of these people, these town people, can hardly be called anything but racist. Father Amador, although knowing about the impending killing and despite being God's own representative, thinks it is a matter for the civil authorities. Father Amador को सब पहले से पता था. He knew, वो तो आगे थे कि जान तुझे आज के murder होबे. But he thinks कि मैं तो भगवान का बंदा हूं. I am a representative of God. So this is a civil matter and I should not be interfering in it. So more than saving a life, beholding the spectacle of the bishop is more important for him. मैंने बिशप को मिलेंगे वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. मर्डर होने दो, आई डोंट वांट टू सेव अ लाइफ, लेकिन बिशप को मिलना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है फॉर फादर. द मेयर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर टाउन, कॉलोनल अपोंटे. Now, obviously, you must credit Colonel Aponte because the first time what he does is he confiscates the knives of the two brothers. If you remember, दोनों भाई मिल्क शॉप में बैठे हुए थे और उनके नाइव्स को कॉलोनल अपोंटे ने ले लिया था, confiscate किया था. But he did not arrest them. But what the Vicario brothers did, they again brought in 2 pairs of new knives. और जब कॉलोनल अपोंटे को यह बताया गया कि वो लोग फिर से मर्डर करने के लिए जा रहे हैं, कॉलोनल अपोंटे वॉज मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन द गेम ऑफ डोमिनोज ओवर द लाइफ ऑफ नासिर. मैंने ही वॉज इंटरेस्टेड इन प्लेइंग द गेम ऑफ डोमिनोज. ही वॉज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन सेविंग द लाइफ ऑफ सैंटियागो नासिर. So Colonel Aponte does take a small step of confiscating the first pair of knives from the twins without arresting them, but on their procurement of a second set gives priority to a game of dominoes over the life of Nasir. Okay. Further proof of there being a strict ethnic divide in the town is the attitudinal difference between the Arabs and the rest of the people of the town before and after the murder of Santiago Nasir. Now, after the murder, it were the Arab people who ran after the twins to get hold of them. because they considered this murder to be a heinous crime. But the community people, the native people of the town, for the rest of the town, it was a matter of honor. Even if everyone knew the victim had nothing to do with the twin sister, the community people knew, the townspeople knew that Santiago has nothing to do with the twin sister, and yet they do not come forward to save him because they think that it is a matter of honor. And the final confirmation of the racist ideology at works come from the point onwards when Santiago leaves the house of Nahir Miguel. Mathay Ragbe, when he leaves, he here stands for Santiago. Who is Nahir Miguel? Nahir Miguel is Santiago's would-be father-in-law. बिकॉज सैंटियागो की शादी तो क्रिसमस में होनी थी, अभी हुई कहाँ थी. तो नाहिर मिगुएल इज एक्चुअली एन अरब हु वॉज टू बिकम द फादर इन लॉ ऑफ सैंटियागो. नाहिर मिगुएल ने सैंटियागो को वॉर्न किया था कि तुम बाहर मत जाओ, ठीक है. But what happens is the final confirmation of the racist ideology at work comes from the point onward when Santiago leaves the house of Nahir Miguel in a confused and shocked state. ठीक है. जब सैंटियागो अपने फादर इन लॉ के घर से बाहर निकलता है, तब कम्युनिटी के जो लोग हैं, जरा सैंटियागो के देखे रास्ता है, दे स्टार्ट शाउटिंग. एंड व्हाट आर दे शाउटिंग? नॉट दैट वे टर्क, बाय द ओल्ड डॉग. यहां पर नहीं टर्क. दे आर नॉट कॉलिंग हिम बाय नेम, बट दे आर कॉलिंग हिम बाय हिज रेस. नॉट दैट वे टर्क. कहां जाना है? बाय द ओल्ड डॉग, वहां पर जाओ, ओल्ड डॉग की तरफ जाओ. Present the derogatory stance towards a community by the whites. Santiago is not being referred to by his name, he is being referred to by his race. And this is what they are doing. They are denying Santiago or the Arab community even their true identity. The manner in which Santiago is taunted, देखो समाज के लोग, कम्युनिटी, टाउन फोक्स रखी कोर्ट से, तारा सैंटियागो के टॉन्ट कोर्ट से उसको उसका मजाक बना रहे हैं, उसको टॉन्ट कर रहे हैं और उसको कहां लेके जा रहे हैं? दे आर एगिंग हिम ऑन टुवर्ड्स द स्क्वायर. स्क्वायर में क्यों? बिकॉज वहीं पे विकारियो ब्रदर्स उनका वेट कर रहे हैं. ओखाने विकारियो ब्रदर्स का दाड़ी আছে. तो दिस पर्टिकुलर स्क्वायर जहां पे मर्डर होना है, इट रिजेंबल्स अ स्पोर्टिंग रिंग where the town folks have positioned themselves as spectators. ठीक है, as if there is a street theater that is going on. चारों तरफ लोग खड़े हैं, they are spectators, and they have come here to see a kind of a bullfight. The town folks have positioned themselves as spectators to view the killing. Almost seems to represent a Spanish bullfighting scene, where the people taunting him act like forcados. Forcados किसको कहते हैं? The professional taunters. Taunters मतलब जो लोग taunt करते हैं, मजाक बनाते हैं, taunters. While the twins, माने the twin brothers, become the matadors. Who are these matadors? Matadors किसको बोलते हैं? जो लोग बुल को मारते हैं, मर्डर करते हैं, किल करते हैं, उनको बुल फाइटिंग में matadors कहा जाता है. तो who are matadors? People who kill the bull in the bullfight. उनको हम लोग matadors कहते हैं. तो who are the matadors here? The Vicario brothers are the matadors, and they are killing, they are about to kill the virile bull Santiago. किसका मर्डर करना है? किसको मारना है? Who is the bull here? Santiago is the bull here. Okay. So the first thing that we have seen is the society was taunting Santiago. They were referring to him by his race rather than his name and takes away his individuality. He is not a person, but he has become a race. This goes to show the kind of attitude the community people, the town people had towards the Arab community. Okay, and Santiago is being compared to a bull. He is, in fact, even deprived of being given the status of a human being. उसको इंसान भी ये लोग नहीं समझ रहे हैं, उसको क्या समझ रहे हैं? बुल. ठीक है. So the association of the image of an animal with the other, as I told you, कि भारत में हम लोग जो है, ये देश हमारा है, हम और पॉलिटिशियंस जो कहते हैं अदर कौन है, वो लोग इस देश के नहीं है, वो अदर हैं, अलग हैं। जैसे ब्रिटिशर्स थे, ब्रिटिशर्स अपने आप को सेंटर में रखते थे। And who were the others? We were the others. The Africans, the native citizens of Africa were the others. Indians were the others. ठीक है, तो जो colonized थे वो लोग other थे. Okay, so the यहाँ पर other कौन है? The other is Santiago. The other is people belonging to the Arab community. And the association of the image of an animal with the other once again highlights the bestial sexuality and physical prowess of the Arab male and stresses the need for taming through any means. याद रखना, जो bull होता है, wild bull, it is physically quite strong. बुल फाइटिंग में क्या किया जाता है? जानवरों को टेम किया जाता है. Santiago is being compared to a wild bull who needs to be tamed. So this murder is actually the process of taming the Arab community itself and stresses the need for taming through any means any crime by the civilized race. ठीक है, माने they consider themselves to be civilized. The Britishers considered themselves to be civilized and they considered us Indians to be uncivilized. They considered the Africans to be barbarians. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए what happened is कि the Britishers came to India because they wanted to civilize us. The Britishers went to Africa because they wanted to civilize them. But they forgot that our civilization is quite old. Indus Valley civilization, the Harappan civilization, and Mathe Rakbe, each and every civilization living even in the jungles have their own set of traditions. They have their own set of cultures and customs and gods and goddesses. But the Britishers were coming to Africa and India because they wanted to civilize us. This was the main ideology that they had. And सबसे मजे की बात यह है कि in the year 1758, there was this man called Carolus Linnaeus. The name of the man was Carolus Linnaeus. He is considered to be the father of modern biological classification. Carolus, Carolus, Linnaeus, Linnaeus. He is considered to be the father of modern biological classification. And we are talking of 1758. He used a term in 1758 called Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. I suppose you people are quite familiar with this term, Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. Now, Homo sapiens का जो Latin meaning है, उसका मतलब होता है wise man. Homo sapiens में एक डिवीजन है ह्यूमन और नॉन ह्यूमन का. ह्यूमन कौन? जिनके फिजिकल फीचर्स एक तरह के हैं, हम लोग सब ह्यूमन हैं. नॉन ह्यूमंस में कौन आ जाते हैं? डेफिनेटली जो ह्यूमन का शेप नहीं है जिनका, वो नॉन ह्यूमंस में आ जाते हैं. ठीक है, दे आर नॉन ह्यूमंस. जो इंसान वाला शेप, जो ह्यूमन बॉडी वाला शेप नहीं है, दे आर नॉन ह्यूमंस. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम विद दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज कि होमो सेपियंस इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ यूरोप एंड दीज आर दोज पीपल who colonized us for 200 years and they never considered us to be humans. कॉन्सेप्ट होमोसेपियंस का स्वीडन में तैयार होता है. ये यूरोपियन कॉन्सेप्ट है होमोसेपियंस का, जहां पे ह्यूमंस और नॉन ह्यूमंस को डिवाइड किया जाता है. एंड दीज आर द पीपल who did not consider the people of Africa, the people of India to be humans. They considered them to be brutes, B-R-U-T-E-S. So similarly, in this particular story, Homo sapiens sab hai. Each and every member of this particular town or community or the other community, they're all human beings, Homo sapiens. But what happens is the white skinned people, they consider the other, the Arab community, as the other. They look up to them as the other, and they consider them to be non-human. They do not fall under the category of Homo sapiens. They are the other, they are the bulls and need to be tamed. And the only way that they can be tamed is by any means, be it a crime, be it murder or something like that. Anything. So racism plays a very important role in this particular novella. And when I was reading this particular chapter, it reminded me of another short story written by William Faulkner, and this I suppose was there in our syllabus. The name of the story is The Dry September. Even in Dry September, we don't exactly know whether Will Mays has done anything or not. Whether Will Mays was really guilty. We find aspects of racism in William Faulkner's Dry September also. And similar with this particular story, where we don't know whether Santiago has actually committed the crime. We don't know that. So ultimately, what happens to Santiago might be the result of the racist ideology that this community or this native people actually had fostered against Santiago. This might be the murder of Santiago might be the reason for this particular racial prejudice that this community has. Okay, so with this we come to the end of today's lecture. There are certain issues. I think I would rather like you people to think about the similarities in which racism works in William Faulkner's The Dry September and in this particular novella also. Try to make a comparative analysis between the two. Come up with some of the points, and it makes for a very interesting read when you compare 2-3 works and some new points arise. So it would be rather advisable for you people to, since you have read the Dry September is known to you, so kind of compare these two. One is a novella, the other is a short story. The form is different, but try to compare these two and come up with some of the points on racism if you find. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this particular class. Hope you have understood a little bit. If you have any queries, by the way, you can mail me at jasmeet12340 jasmeet12340 and if you have any queries, you can send it to me on this particular mail ID. And we are left with one more chapter. We will be completing Chronicle of a Death Foretold next week. Okay, with this, we end this class. Be vaccinated, be safe, keep others safe, and have a happy weekend, by the way. Thank you. Take care.